YouTube? This is Duelist Joe here. I'm doing a little video on the ban list. I guess like everyone does. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. First off, please stop complaining about it. Yes, please stop complaining about the ban list. I understand that some people think it's bad, but the meta hasn't really started for this ban list specifically for you to be complaining about it. I mean, there are some things to stop that, everybody's like, oh, insectors, oh, windups, no. I understand that the windup loop is, hard to deal with, but you have cards like this card, this pro card right here, and Maxi, and even, this card right here, which I don't understand why nobody's playing. You know, People really don't understand that, there are counters to the meta. It's not tier 0, it's not Teledad, it's not impossible to stop. You really, really gotta understand that. If you don't already know the additions to the ban list or the changes, first up, Trishula, Glow Up, Spore, and Dust Shoot all got banned. Personally, Trishula getting banned, it's great that it's banned. That is a one card win, really. Like, there's usually no stops to it. Again, it forced these, and if you Veiler their Trish, they'll go off on you with something else, and it's just ridiculous. So I think it should be banned. Spore and Globe, I think Spore was an overkill. That was really not necessary, I guess. I mean, I guess because they kept Dandy, they couldn't keep Spore, but I don't think that was really necessary. Glow Up, it's one of those cards that combos way too well, and you could get Saki Mills and stuff like that. And Dust Shoot was another one card win. You open up with Dust Shoot and you shake your opponent's hand, because really after that there's really not much they can do. So yeah, I think those cards were. I think Spore was a little overkill, but Dust Shoot, Glow Up, and Trish all make sense to me. I think people gotta understand that they really don't. They're really too sacky to just keep around. I mean, Glow Up was splashable in a lot of decks, and Dust Shoot was everywhere. Trishula was everywhere, and they're broken cards. Now onto the limited side, TG Striker and Earth also got limited. Agents were doing amazing in Japan. There's nothing to expect but that. I mean, I really couldn't say anything else besides that, Striker and Earth getting banned, getting limited, was necessary for Japan. And, Striker is, it's one of those cards that, again, combos way too well. Venus, Striker into Venus and Trishula, and those three cards are now dead. And same thing with, Earth being limited. Insect Imitation plus Earth equal Dragonfly, and then you have Insector Agents, and there's again too much ridiculousness with those cards. So I think getting semi-limited now, getting limited was good. Now let's move on to the semi-limited. I have mixed feelings on the semi-limited. First up, Lumina. I mean, we have a lot of light support. We know this is going to be another Chaos format. They released a Chaos Dragons deck. We still have this bad boy. It's just, we knew it was going to be another Chaos format, and it's fine with me. I personally think that Chaos formats are fun. They're a lot of skill, and people say, oh, it's very sacky. Your opponent can't sack you if you have too much control. If you play right, that your opponent plays Dark Hole. You know that your opponent plays Monster Reborn. You know that your opponent might play the BLS. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be a good player about these things. So Lumina being at 2, Chaos format, obviousness. Emergency Teleport, Psychics, were off the charts. They weren't alive, and I think bringing that to 2 is gonna be fun. I know Italy is gonna be spammed again with Krebins and Malicious. This is gonna be funny. It's gonna be really funny. I can't wait to see that again. I'm a little, as you can tell, I'm a little excited for this new format. It really didn't affect me too much. I'm playing still, Black Wings. I changed up a little. If you guys want to see, changes, leave a comment down below. But, Italy was like, cool. I think that's really cool. I think it's really nice that, Konami decided to bring back some psychics. Plus, E-Tele can equal some really sick exceeding problems. Let's move on to this next semi-limited card, Smoke Signal. I was a little salty on this one because Sams are really good. They're really hard to get around. And, now that they're exceeding more, of course Konami was going to, put them together. But it's really, really, really messed up that they'll put Smoke Signal to 2. I'm not one of those players who are like, oh no, you're playing Sams, I'm going to scoop right now and rage quit and blah, blah. No, because, there is ways around it. You side specifically for it if you have a problem with the deck. But I think, it's one of those things that you just got to deal with. Torrential at 2 is really nice. I think that's going to be fun. I think that's ways to stop your opponent from overcommitting to the field, from OTKing you with late game. So I think it's really nice. And then Marshmallow to 2, that's pretty cute. I have nothing else to say, but that's pretty cute. And then last one, Tengu at 2. Now, people were complaining, they're like, oh, it's a TCG exclusive. Well, not anymore. They're getting it in their Gold Series, I believe. I got to look up my facts on that one, I believe. But they're getting it in their Gold Series. It's going to be, accessible to them. Of course, they're going to put it to 2. That card is way too broken. Tengu is broken. Tengu has, so much potential. They may have killed, off Glow Up for the combos, but there's still many different things you can do with Tengu. So, I think that was fine. And then off the restricted list, Call of the Haunted. I mean, I really can't complain about it. Or, it's a fun card. It's not, as broken as MST, as Monster Reborn, because, you have to set it. You have to wait a turn. It's MST-able. I think Sangan spams are going to be hilarious. MST, Chain Call of the Haunted, Special Summon Sangan. Get your search, and it's going to be funny. But other than that, Call of the Haunted is not a bad card to add to the Unlimited list. It's seen less play in the past month or so, or actually the past format. It's seen less play. It was at 2 and nobody played it. But I think it's going to be nice. I think it's really going to be a good format in general. I have no, well, I'm a little salty on the Smoke Signal, but I mean, nothing you can do. Again, this is not going to be a format. Windups are not going to be like Sam's where, it was like tier 0. If you're playing against Sam's while Gateway was at 3, you might as well scoop it up unless you're playing something specifically against them. It's not going to be like Teledad where it's going to be, extremely hard to beat. It's going to be extremely well consistent for its time. I understand that the wind-up loop is pretty hard to deal with, but we have cards like Effect Veiler and Maxi to stop that kind of, problem. And if they try to loop you late game or something, or make a big push late game, you do have the Fiendish Chains, which I'm still trying to pick up. But, there's a lot of counters to the meta, which is what people aren't understanding when they're looking at the ban list and they're complaining about it. I mean, in terms of Konami making money, of course they're not going to hit, Order of Chaos stuff. It's just, they've already sold everything. They don't need to hit it. They, it's too new for them to hit. I mean, technically Japan has Insectors since December, but it's not that old. It's not very, very, very broken. There's a lot of counters in it in the meta. I don't understand why people complain so much. I've been looped before. Sometimes I get out of it, sometimes I don't. And, it's a bitch when you don't. And when you do, you feel like the boss. So, let me know what you guys think on the ban list and all how you feel about it. Again, I'll repeat, I'm not complaining. I mean, I was complaining a little when I first saw it, but then I looked at it and I was like, it's not that bad, and it won't be that bad. I'm not gonna quit because of it. It's not like it's really, really that bad. So let me know what you guys think. I'm the Duelist Troll, and peace.